Next up, it is our privilege to welcome back storyteller Jim Brulé.
Hi, I'm Maggid Jim Brulé. I'm a transformational storyteller, which means I like to share stories from many different traditions, and today I have one from the Jewish tradition. Once, many, many years ago, there was a drought. And this drought affected this one community worse than any other. It seems as though it had been days, weeks, months without any rain at all. And at first it was inconvenient, and at the second it was problematic, and now people were unable to drink, let alone wash their clothes. And nobody knew what to do. All the men of the community had gone to pray for rain, but nothing seemed to be working. They went to the rabbi to ask him if he had any great prayers for rain. Nothing seemed to work. And still they went without water. And finally, the community descended upon the rabbi and said, you have to do something for us. We have to have rain. And of course the rabbi knew this was true. And he said, here's what we'll do. We will pray all together, the entire community, for an entire night and an entire day. And during that time, we will all stay together. We won't eat, we won't drink, we won't do anything except pray to God that rain may come. And everybody agreed that this was the last thing left to do. And so as the evening began to fall, everyone began to gather, crowding into the tiny synagogue. The rabbi from one end of the room looked out and noticed who was here, and there was one person missing. He said to the congregation, "You're missing someone." Everybody looked around. Who? We all seem to be here. Everybody I know is here. Rachama. Don't you remember Rachama? Rachama. Oh, the old widow who lives. Oh, I haven't seen her in a very long time. I wonder how she's getting on. Well, never mind. Go get her. Bring her here. We can't start without her. And so someone was sent to go fetch the old woman. And at first she refused to come. Why should I go with you? You're interested in me now. You haven't been interested in me for years. I know, but we need you. No! Where were you when I needed you? I'll come. We're praying for rain. I'll come. And she reached down and she picked up a clay jar that she brought with her. And they got back to the synagogue as best they could. She was old and frail, and she insisted on carrying this clay jar. And when they finally got to the synagogue, the rabbi called her forward. And as she stepped forward, he saw that she was carrying this jar. He said, "What is this jar you bring?" And she stood before the congregation and she said, "Oh, compassionate one, we are looking to you for your compassion. Here we are, dried out. Where's your compassion, O Lord?" I bring with you the only thing I possess, this jar of tears. These are the tears that I shed as I delivered each of my children. These are the tears that they shed. And these are the tears that I shed again as their lives were lost. These are the tears of loneliness that I've shed over these years when no one came to me. These tears are the only thing I have. And if you will not shed your tears of compassion on us, then I shall dash these to the ground, for they're of no use to anyone. And in that moment, thunder cracked. The skies grew quickly dark, and the rain came pouring down. When she left, Rachama took that clay jar of tears, and she dug a hole in the ground next to the synagogue and buried that jar there, covered the earth. It wasn't a week later when they noticed something growing out of that spot. And it grew rapidly. It was a pomegranate tree. And within a few months, it had reached adulthood and now was bearing fruit. And you know, if you open a pomegranate, you see its seeds, and its seeds are shaped like tears.
Thank you, Jim. To learn more about Jim Brulé, visit jimbrulé.com.